Cuckoo, hey Africa, hey fashion lovers, Abira here. Today I want to talk about the reason why. Three main reasons why. When I first tell people I want to go home, back to Africa, first they'll say like, why? And most of the time my first answer is, why not? First and foremost, it's home. I always kept that connection with my home. Of my 20 years in the United States, I haven't been back as many times as I should have. I grew up there. I've always only knew there until I moved to the US. Everything I know, my upbringing, is connected to home. I kept my culture through the food. I still speak the language, always spoke the language, never disconnected from the continent, from my home in any way, shape, or form, except physically. Although I integrated the United States fully by accepting the new culture that I was living in and learning a lot as well, and trying to find that mix, that middle ground between what I brought here from my upbringing, from what I know, from where I came from, and the new things I learned here. With all of that, I created a mixture of a personality that is mine today, created the person that I am today. So with accepting the new me, I never threw away the old me. Now, the second reason why, because it's time. It is time because when I left back home, I was still a student. I actually didn't even leave because I wanted to. When I started the process, it was at a point where I stopped. I didn't want to finish the process. I flat out said I wasn't going to do it. But my family, there was advice from family, friends that saw this as an opportunity to go and learn outside the country. After all, we were talking about the United States. Who doesn't want to go to the US? So I ended up leaving, coming here. Although I didn't want to leave at first, and it has been really difficult in the beginning to really find the place, to really create a little world for myself here, to create a life that I will be satisfied with in the US. I don't regret leaving. I don't regret coming because it is part of the journey. It is part of who I am today. It contributed to building the person that I am. And I've learned a lot. And with what I learned, I feel it's time for me also to go and apply what I learned, and I contributed here in the United States. I keep saying here, although I'm in Lome right now. I'm in Togo, and in some way I keep saying here because I'm talking about these are conversations that I had with people before I left. So I guess in a way I'm in that mindset, so I keep saying here. But yeah, I'm already in Africa, in Togo right now, precisely in Lome. So yeah, my thought process was I left as a student, and I never got a chance to work for my country. I never got a chance to contribute. So with everything that I've learned here, as thankful as I am, I thought it would be time to do something for my country. So it was time for me to make that move. It was time for me to jump. And it was also time because the age that I am now, I would think that it will be time to go and help before I no longer have the energy to do so. Maybe even the desire to do so. If the calling is now was the time to do it. I still have the energy, I have the motivation, I have the cushion to do it, I have the opportunity to do it, and I have a good system set up to allow me to make that move. So that's another reason why. Now, number 3 is the opportunities. Believe it or not, Africa offers a lot of opportunities right now. The same way, I think they used to talk about the American dream. I went to America and I lived my American dream my way. I'm going back to Africa to live and build my African dream. The opportunities are humongous in Africa, in a sense that everything is new there. Everything needs to be built up. Most African countries, and especially mine, is at a stage where it's still at a ground floor where a lot need to be built up. There's a lot of work to be done. And where there's a lot to be built, there's a lot of opportunities. You can take any industry and you can move to Africa today, and with a lot of work and dedication, motivation, you can actually excel in your industry and become one of the leaders. Everything is to be done. And Africa is in need of people to do it. A lot of people on the ground are doing the work already, but Africa also needs the diaspora to step in and bring the knowledge, to step in and bring their expertise, to bring their funding, a different way of seeing things, a different vision that can contribute. And together with what already is there, we can create a new tomorrow. Also, everything is low competition there. Where things are not already built up yet, when you compare whether it's Europe or the United States, you take any industry and there's so much competition, you can still find your way, you can still make a name for yourself, but the amount of work that it will take for you to be established in the US, for instance, it wouldn't take you that much work, that much effort, that much funding to be established in Africa. And the competition, I'm not saying that there isn't any competition. Depending on the industry that you're in, you might find competition, and you might find industries that have no competitions whatsoever. So you might be the first one to start something there. Isn't that enough motivation for anybody to go try, to go and make a name for themselves? So that gives you so much room to grow, so much room to establish an empire, so much room to establish and help people create jobs. We have a population that is extremely young, so we are talking about a labor that is dynamic, ready to work, looking for work, and let's be honest, a lot more affordable than what you can get in the US. So Africa is the answer, for me at least at this moment. For my business, it represents a lot of opportunity that I couldn't pass. There are so many young professionals here in Togo, so many young talented men and women in Togo that can help me take my business to another level. Why would I take it to China when I can give it to my own people? And they are willing and able to do the work. So it was time for me to make the jump. So I did. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching my video. Until the next video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come.